Welcome back. Today we are throwing together a peach cobbler.
We're getting towards the end of peach season, so the peaches are at their best right now, and in our opinion, this is one of the best things that you can do with fresh fall peaches.
To throw this together, obviously you need peaches. Now, something important to know about peaches are there's two different types. There is clingstone and there is freestone peaches. As you might be able to guess from those names, they mean something very specific. That means when you cut them open, a freestone peach, the pit will just pull right out. In a clingstone peach, they will actually stick in and you have to kind of dig them out. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's totally dealable. The biggest problem is we don't know exactly what kind of peaches these are, so we're going to find out. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut this peach open. Then you just turn the two sides and it'll come right out. Now we find out.
Seems pretty clingy.
Yes, can I have a spoon? So if you do have clingstone, if you take a spoon, you can just kind of dig it out. Just like that. Once you have your pit out, you're just going to take and cut the peaches into nice, manageable, bite-sized pieces. So we'll go ahead, go through, we'll get all of these peaches ready. We'll throw them in our skillet, and then we'll get those ready to go on the stovetop. Once your peaches are all cut up, you're going to go ahead and put them in a nice big skillet and move over to your stovetop. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind here. You could definitely peel the peaches if you are averse to the skin of the peach. We're going to cook these down pretty good. Everything's going to be nice and soft, so it doesn't make a huge difference, but if that's your prerogative,
It's the way that I want to live.
by all means. If you aren't going to peel your peaches, make sure that you wash them thoroughly because you don't want to have any of that dirt or grime or any of that stuff in your cobbler. So, peaches are ready. We're going to go ahead and turn the heat on. And then we're going to add some white sugar to them. We're going to add some brown sugar to them. And then just a little dash of salt. And then we're just going to stir this all together. It doesn't have to really cook all the way down because it is going to go in the oven. But we want to start breaking down some of the peaches so when it gets nice and juicy and you got kind of a nice little texture in your pan, then you'll be ready to go. Once you get to a nice little bubbly consistency and the peaches have started releasing a nice amount of juice, go ahead and turn the heat off, and then we'll let that kind of cool down a little bit on the stove, and we'll go back over and we'll make the actual cobbler part.
Now that the peach filling is ready to go, the next thing that we've got to do is mix together the ingredients for the topping. Really simple mixture. It's just some flour, some baking powder, and some sugar. These are all going to go together into a bowl. Mix that together, and then we'll just add some milk. Our topping has come together into kind of a pancake batter consistency, so that's how you know that's kind of ready to go. The other thing that we're going to do that you don't see a whole lot in a lot of other peach cobbler recipes, we've got some spices that we're going to go ahead and add to it. Just kind of some nice fall time flavors. We've got some cinnamon, ginger, cloves, and some nutmeg. And that just kind of helps elevate our peach cobbler up to kind of that next level there.
These you don't necessarily have to measure out. We're just going to kind of throw in what we think looks good. Don't go too heavy on it. You don't want it to be overpowering, but get some flavor in there. Be careful with the cloves though. They add up quickly.
Yes, they do.
And then while he's mixing that up, next thing we're going to do, we're going to get our cooking vessel ready to go. You could certainly do this in like a 9x13 glass baking dish. Works great. We're going to go ahead and just use this stoneware. This particular dish is going to make it a little bit deeper, but it's going to give you a really nice texture. It's going to give you a really nice presentation. So that's why we're using this, but works just as well on a nice baking dish. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our butter and we're going to cut this into some pieces and just let it sit in the bottom of the pan. And then we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees, and we're going to put the cooking dish into the oven while it's preheating. That's just going to that's going to melt the butter and start to brown it before we put everything in here and then move it back into the oven. So we'll cut this up, we'll put it in our pan and get that preheating, and then we'll come back and throw everything together.
The oven is preheated, so we're going to go ahead and pull the dish out, and we'll go ahead and assemble our peach cobbler.
Now don't forget that your pan's hot while you're doing this, so don't touch it. Got our butter melted, nice even coating across the bottom. We take our cobbler mixture, our batter, and we're just going to put it on the bottom. I know, it seems weird. Stay with me on this. So we're just going to pour this into the bottom, and then we'll smooth it out into a nice even layer.
And then our peaches are going to go right on top of that.
Once everything's together, you're going to take it. Your oven's already preheated. Just slide that back in there for about 38 to 40 minutes, which seems really specific. But whenever it's done, you'll see it kind of float up to the top. We'll show you.
Right. Our ice cream has been chilling in the freezer for a couple of hours. It's still a little bit on the soft side, but we're both getting a little impatient to try some ice cream, so we're going to give this a go.
Kind of becoming a theme in some of these videos.
It is.
But that's okay. Our peach cobbler is also complete. We've got a nice golden brown crust on the top. It's still nice and warm and just looks very inviting. We put a lot of thought into how we wanted to end each of these videos, and then we looked at this and it turned out got a nice, fresh, warm peach cobbler.
And some delicious homemade vanilla ice cream.
And it's not like if you've got these two things, you're gonna not eat them together. So
Exactly.
you may see this a second time around, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and see what we've got here and enjoy these together.
All right, let's serve this up. Right on the top. Perfect.
I am not disappointed about this.
Nope, neither am I.
All right.
Dig in.
Thanks, sir. As far as the cobbler goes, I mean, it's warm, it's inviting, with those, the cinnamon and the spices and, that added flavor into the actual cobbler part of it is just delicious. The peaches are not overly cooked, so they have a really nice texture to them.
Right.
It's just like everything you could ask for right on that plate.
Definitely. And with the peaches, they weren't overripe, so they're not real soft and mushy. They still have some really good texture, and then like you said, with the different spices in the batter on top of the cobbler, everything just comes together so well, and then you get that contrast of the cold vanilla ice cream right on top. It's fantastic.
Yeah, this is quite the dessert. You're not going to go wrong if you put this one together. Everybody will be happy.
Absolutely.
So we hope that you guys try at least one of these, but preferably both. They do work well together. You can make this cobbler with several different types of fruit, but the peaches, especially when you can get good ones, not a bad option at all. So let us know what you guys tried. Let us know how you guys like to make your cobbler or your ice cream, or even what flavors to put in your ice cream, because there's 1,000 different ways you can do that.
Yep.
Hit us on social media, TikTok, our Instagram, whatever works for you, X, Twitter, those.
Whatever it's called now, who knows?
We'd love to see exactly what it is you guys are putting together and what you think of these recipes in our food.
That's right. So let us know how it goes, and until next time, keep skipping the shortcuts.
We'll see you again. Thanks, guys.